Evening YouTube, Sully here, DIY Finger Lick Survival. I'm out in my mess of a shed right now with Chris, okay, and because of the generosity of a friend of mine, because I had an unsuccessful deer season, we have a doe hanging here. So, disclaimer, you're going to see an animal be skinned, you're going to see an animal be cut up, you're going to see parts of an animal being removed. So if you are squeamish or you don't want to see that, exit out of the video, because there's going to be butchering of an animal happening in this video. So deer, as you can tell, it's a nice doe. Like I said, my shed's a mess. Threw everything in here for the winter time. So Chris is going to be using this mossy oak field dressing set that he bought, and I'm going to be sitting over near the heater, and this is going to just be focused about there, and the deer rotates, so he doesn't have to move around the deer can turn back and forth. So we're going to let Chris get started after we move this tarp out from under him. And you know, she's gonna feed us for the winter. So we're gonna watch Chris do this. He's skinned small animals like chipmunks and squirrels and whatnot. He has not skinned a deer before, so I'm not trying to keep the hide, so I'm not worried about that. But there is a lot of useful stuff on a deer. There's the hide, there's the meat, there's tallow, there's sinew, there's the bones. You can utilize all that. We're after the meat on this one. So we're going to start down here. This gets off. So you're going to start right about here. Again, this tendon in the back here, do not cut that tendon or she's going to the floor. Okay? Something. Oh, you're over there. The box had water in it, it looks like. Okay, well, I'm going to go sit in the chair. Over here. Well, okay, so hey, be careful. So Chris is he just gloved that leg. It took him a little bit. It's his first time, but he just gloved that leg right there. Now he's working on the other leg. He's using, or he was using, these mossy oak field dressing knives, and he was having a little bit of difficulty controlling it, so I gave him a skinning knife from our trapping kit that we utilize for all skinning in the shed. And he's having a little bit of difficulty with the skinning and cutting towards his face again.
I'm not cutting, I'm cutting that way.
The blade was pointed towards you. So, you know, he's having a little bit of difficulty. It's his first time. You know, not yelling at him or anything, so I'm correcting him when he does something wrong. But it's hard to see, but yeah, you can somewhat see it every time Chris moves his big head. But he's gloving the leg so that we can cut down the inside of the legs. Now, I'm not a professional by any means, okay? Yeah, don't put your finger there.
I was just seeing if that was, if it was going to pass.
But, you know, I'm self-taught, hence the name DIY. So, we're not professional. I was going to pay somebody to do it this year, but I didn't shoot this deer. This deer was given to me because I had a very uneventful, there's still stuff in there. I had an uneventful season. I'm going out tomorrow, and I got muzzleloader season coming up next week. So hopefully I get something. Hopefully there's a nice buck hanging here. I don't care, 2-point spiker. I don't care right now. But you know, this is what we're accomplishing today, is teaching Chris how to skin and process a deer to my skill level, which is novice at best, and putting meat in the freezer. So we have a food saver vacuum sealer, not out here. Well, it's out here, but it's going in the house. So after we quarter this and process it down to its cuts, we're gonna clean the meat up, you know, remove any hair and all that stuff, and we're gonna put it into baggies and vacuum seal it and freeze it. And as long as I don't have to rush him to the emergency room. Which, it's a possibility.
No, I got the whole leg except for the little tendon.
It's still a possibility. He's probably going to end up getting cut somewhere. He already got burned on his arm. That's the wrong way. He's got a 2nd-degree burn on his arm that he's trying to show. Yeah. From Thanksgiving.
My mom. Fun times.
Poured hot 300 and something degree juice on his arm from yams. Or something. But, you know, it's good. It's a good learning experience for him. This skinning and processing of his own food. So we'll let him do his thing. That was ice. We'll let him do his thing. Once he gets this done, he's going to be able to cut down between the legs, and we'll start pulling the hide down. He hasn't even gotten to the gory part yet. I have a set of shears somewhere. From both gloved legs down to the center. Again, be careful. Now with yourself mostly. This is why you want an organized workshop, and we don't have that. And we'll deal with that when we get to it. Yeah, and if you want to cut to this point, not down here, if you want to cut up here, it just makes it easier. No. Take a blade, like this. And you should be able to go right down. Like that. You're using just the tip of the blade. So now do this side to that point. You're using just the tip of the blade. You have a whole 3-inch blade that you can use. So once you start, you gotta use your other hand to keep tension on the skin. You can see over here. You should be cutting over here, not the front. You should be cutting over here. So this arm should be behind the gambrel. And once you start getting a cut, yep, nope, never do that. Always pull it down. Never poke up through unless you have to. There. But you see how I'm utilizing the belly? And it's cutting it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're going to cut right there. Okay. Yeah, utilize the whole knife. Now that you're not around the tendon, probably use this. It's not very sharp. So cut to that cut. Ooh, yeah, not that much pressure.
I didn't put that much pressure on.
Alright, so now, okay.
Is that me still good?
Yeah. She just killed today, right?
I'm saying because I just cut into it.
Alright, and then it's fat. That was fat. That's all fat right there. So now, you're gonna love this part. This has to be cut up to her ass.
Okay.
And be careful because the intestine is still there. Joe didn't get it fully out.
So if I cut into it,
You're not utilizing the whole knife again. You're utilizing just the tip. Why don't you utilize the whole knife?
There you go. Okay, do you see your butt?
What's her butt?
Okay, that's her butt. So all the way up to that, where the intestine's sticking out.
Sound right?
What?
That.
Okay, don't cut too deep. So you see that thing sticking out? You want to be careful. That's the intestine. Okay, there. All right, now start peeling. No, you gotta grab the edge of the skin that you cut and peel it. And you're gonna pull the hair off. You gotta grab the edge and start peeling. And as you're peeling, okay, this is the fun part. Okay, so as you're peeling, look, you grab it. Okay, stop pulling on it for a minute. So you see how I'm pulling it away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you grab it. Yeah, hold her steady. All right, where's yours? That one definitely needs to be sharpened. Okay, let it turn a little bit. Okay. So like I said, I'm not worried about keeping this. Hold on, let it turn. Just this spot. There. Okay. Yeah, that cut is deep. So this is why it's helpful to do it when they're still somewhat warm.
That's why you're letting it warm up.
Well, that and the sooner you do it, the more times the better. Okay.
That doesn't really be.
It won't. So now you spun her around one too many times in one direction.
What is that?
Nope. Oh.
So I'm actually not getting muzzle. Well, actually, probably.
We'll see.
Hopefully. I mean, if you're done, I'll be able to tell by myself. I won't be going like.
Warmed up in here enough, a bug came out of hibernation.
So are you gonna edit a lot of this out?
What?
Are you gonna edit a lot of this out?
Oh yeah. This video is gonna probably be like a couple hours.
So you have a lot of work to do. Edit. Yeah, last year didn't the meat go bad when that dog gave you? Because we took so long.
The fox.
That was the deer.
No, it was a fox.
When do you go fox hunting?
That's predator hunting. Okay. So there, I got you away from the dangerous part, the tendon. Now just let her, hold on, let her spin, let her spin. She's untangling. Now you peel these two back, get it down to the tail, get around the tail, and cut the tail.
So
You should be able to pull on it a little bit, but you just grab it. You see how I was doing it? You just grab.
Right.
You just grab and pull. Like that. Okay. So starting to get down there. I had to do a little myself. I gotta wash this sweatshirt tomorrow. So I got blood on it. All right, so you gotta pull this over. You gotta get this part. You gotta get this side looking like this side. Right here, right here. Oh, grab the end of the hair right here and cut underneath it. Chris, look what I'm saying. Pick up, cut there. You're just acting. Okay, you gotta cut that sinew right there. You gotta pick up, man. Pick up. Don't be afraid. She's dead. She's not feeling shit. You gotta cut this.
Okay.
You gotta cut this and flip it. So you gotta bring this hand around the other side. No, move right in there in the first spot. So now pick up and cut all that fat. Just don't cut the skin, otherwise you're gonna have a butthole left. No, we can clean that. No, don't scrape. Cut. Blades don't work sideways. There you go. Now peel. Peel. Yeah, peel. I honestly don't want to be out here all night.
Sorry.
No, I just don't want to be. Not your fault. You're learning.
Cut this fat over here too.
Huh?
Cut this fat over here
You
too.
still gotta get the butt, man.
You mean that?
I told you to cut down to the tail.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, I got it.
So what do you do with the fat?
Generally, you can render it down, make tallow,
Just tallow.
kind of like a lard, but from deer. People use it for lamps, maintenance on tools,
So kind of like oil type, kind of.
grease, yeah, kind of like a grease. Yeah.
Some people use it for cooking.
I've never heard of anybody using it for cooking, but
I'm
I'm
saying
not saying you
sometimes
can't.
people use fat for cooking.
I'm not saying you can't, but I've never done it. Yeah, see, there's still intestine and stuff in there.
We gotta take that out.
Oh yeah, all that's gonna come out. This is where the gloves usually come in handy.
It doesn't smell that bad.
It doesn't.
But there's times where it can get pretty bad.
Really not.
Oh, just how I did on this side versus this side. Mainly the tendon. A little bit better on that side. You got the shears to cut that off.
That's what your big knife's for. Don't say anything about that,
About what?
because that's got the person's information on it.
Is that supposed to come off?
There's a gunshot wound.
Did he shoot it in the right place?
Yeah, it's a chest. There's the entrance.
Let's see. Okay.
And here. There you go. Skin it down to the head. Now use your little knife. Again, your big knife was that. Your little knife's over there. Now you should be able to pull that mostly down. Okay, just grab the ends, put your knife down for a minute, and I'll do the cutting. Just grab on both sides and pull down. Keep pulling. Alright, let me get
That's a what?
horsefly. Alright, so we're down there He obviously shot this with a large caliber. Or 12 gauge. Thinking 12 gauge. So we're getting down to where we have to make do on cutting the ends of the legs off because my shears decided to go missing. Okay, so we got to cut off at the knees there.
Should I go inside and wrap this?
Oh, now you're deciding to wrap it?
There's no open.
But it's a little gory looking right there. But once I got involved more, it went a little faster, but that's pretty much the skinning process down to this point. I mean, this is going to be a long-winded video. I got a lot of editing I'm going to have to do because we still have to skin around the front legs. The neck, we got to cut the head off. Sorry, I'm pointing in the thing. Got to cut the head off. Got to cut the back legs off. Then we got to quarter this by cutting the hind quarters off, the front quarters off, taking the tenders and the back strap out, which is right here. Back strap. The tenders out, the roasts, the steaks, you know, all that. We're not going to break it down that much.
What are we?
I mean, on video, I'm not going to sit there and say how much I'm going to break down. But, you know, I'm going to try and keep the gory part out of the video. But this was his learning experience so far.
I think I did pretty good.